My friend Sam, that I mentioned before, died in 2016, and I got a chance to meet his mother at the funeral. I think that helped her deal with the loss a little. He was the nicest guy I ever knew, honestly. He was only 8 years older than me, but he died of bone cancer. I sometimes wonder if it had something to do with the radiation or something about our experiences up there. I don't know. Or maybe we were all just getting older and it was simply his time. But I don't think so, and I don't believe in destiny anyway. He was such a kind person to me. His mother was heartbroken, and there were almost no people at the funeral. And of course, that's not his real name. Like I said before, I changed everyone's name because I'm not about to expose anyone on here. I happened to be thinking of the TV show Cheers at the time, and that's why I picked those stupid names. I begged Coach to come with me to the funeral. It was the right thing to do, and I never travelled that far on my own. But he wouldn't come, and we haven't spoken in years. He pretends none of this is real, that it never happened. I know they're still taking him, and I've tried to reach out, but he stopped returning my calls. He's really famous now. Not just sort of famous, very, very famous. I know he's afraid of what this could do to his career, but it's not like I would ever name him. So I don't understand why he's cut me out of his life. This thing we're all going through affects each of us differently. Some people cope with it in different ways, I guess. But when he refused to go to Sam's funeral, it felt like something else entirely. It felt like I'd insulted him somehow. Like, how dare I ask him to attend the funeral of some nobody? The truth is, he just caught a couple of lucky breaks. That's the only difference between him and Sam, or even between him and me. I'm not bitter about his success. I'm furious about the way he changed, the way he treated me after Sam died, and the fact that he never even acknowledged Sam or went to his funeral. I know he'll never admit to any of this, but I also know Coach was in the same group as me. Eventually, they're going to take him back with them. I bet he thinks he's safe now because he's famous. Maybe he believes that they wouldn't dare take a celebrity, because then everyone would know. But they don't care about that. So live it up now, buddy, because sooner or later you're going to vanish too. And then your truth will come out. Over the last 8 to 10 years, I met 3 other people who said that they went up regularly too. I didn't mention any of them the last time because, one, I'd only just met them, and I wasn't even sure we'd become friends, and the other 2, I hadn't even met yet. They're all dead now. 2 of them ended their own life. The other died in a car accident that I'm pretty sure was also ending his own life. So maybe you understand now when I say that once you've been through this, you can tell when other people are lying. They don't send you back here with a message of world peace. They don't tell you to stop wars. They don't care about us like that. They don't pick some old man on holiday to deliver a message about saving the whales or fighting Satan. And the truth is, it takes an unbelievable amount of patience before I can even ask them questions about anything. This has been part of my life since I was a kid. It's been a terrible life, and if I'm honest, it's too much to deal with. I've never been able to hold down a proper job. I've never been able to really make lasting relationships or friends. The only exception was Diane and her family. I was very close to them, but now she's gone too. My dad died in 2010 and he left me our house and a little bit of money. My mum died a long time before that, but that's another story entirely. If it wasn't for the house and the money he left me, I probably would have ended up living on the street, and then none of you would have even heard of me. Anyone I tried to tell this to would have just thought I was another crazy homeless man. I think that's probably how most of us end up, living on the streets, driving our cars off cliffs, taking enough pills that we never wake up. I don't know why I've managed to cope while others haven't. I don't know why Coach seems to cope while others can't. I don't know what makes us different or what makes us the same. Maybe we aren't coping any better after all. Maybe the better way is to go out on your own terms or to lose your mind completely and end up being locked away. I honestly don't know. But when I read through comments here, nobody seems interested in what everyday life is actually like for people whose entire existence has been taken over by this. The fact is, I don't know anything. The only thing I know for certain is this. Whenever someone claims that they have all the answers or says that aliens told them everything, or insists they're aliens themselves, or claims to know the truth behind every conspiracy, you can be pretty sure they're full of BS. That may be the only thing I know for certain, because if this really happens to you, you don't get answers, you don't get understanding, and you don't come forward pretending that you do. When this happens, you spend your life feeling broken. You spend your days trying to hide. I've had I don't even know how many jobs over the years, making sandwiches, delivering pizzas, packing shipping boxes, cleaning buildings. Every one of them paid around minimum wage, and I couldn't keep any of them because of this. I couldn't finish college because of this. I barely finished high school, if you want the truth. I hardly leave my house anymore, not because I'm afraid people will think I'm crazy, and not because I'm afraid of people. I'm just tired all the time. I know I have trauma. I know that maybe the way that I interpret these experiences has been shaped by that. I understand all of that, but it doesn't change the reality of what my everyday feels like. I miss my dad. I miss Diane. I even miss Coach. And there isn't a day that goes by when I don't think about Sam, because I don't really have anyone else in my life at the minute. I'm lonely all the time, and it hurts to be this alone. I don't know how the machines work, or how they travel here, or where I'll be going with them, or any of that. I don't know any of it, and that makes me feel even worse because I have no control or understanding of what's even happening. And even if I asked them, or even if they could tell me, how could I know if what they said was true? And how could I explain it to anyone, if anyone would listen anyway? I don't even know how cell phones work. How does an air conditioner work? I don't know any of that stuff. How long have they been here? I don't know. But then again, I don't even know how long we've been here. Do they have any weaknesses? I don't know, and if they did, do you really think they'd tell me? Can they feel love? I don't know that either. How could I possibly know? Why did they choose July 18th? I don't know the answer to that. I don't have the answer to any of these things, and I'm sick of having all these questions. And honestly, I don't care that I'm not coming back, because I don't have anything here anymore. I'm so tired of the loneliness and the sadness of this place. So what? I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of the government either, because there's nothing that they can do to me. Every moment of my life is the worst moment of my life. What really frustrates me is seeing so many comments, not just here, but everywhere, about this conspiracy and that conspiracy. You can see it all in people's faces, or in the way that they write. They want to be part of it. They want this experience. But you do not want this experience. It's frustrating watching people convince themselves that they figured everything out because they've stayed up late on a Wednesday night reading something on the internet. Now they think they understand. They think they've solved it. You're out of your mind if you think you can figure it all out. I'm not the crazy one, and you aren't going to get your answers from the government report that's about to come out. The one that they'll probably say, sure, there is some unexplained things, but we don't know anything about aliens. I hate to break it to everyone, but they have already made contact. They're here. They've been here. And they're already in contact with the humans. On my last several trips, I've seen many, many more people up there than I ever used to. They weren't like me. They weren't like Coach or Sam. They weren't abductees or whatever it is we are. When you see someone like us up there, we're usually either being led down a hallway like patients in a dentist's office, or we're screaming and flailing because we're terrified. But these people are different. Now there are people up there who look like businessmen and military officers. They're sitting there on their own without anyone guarding them. They're holding meetings, they're watching some things on the screens, they're talking back and forth, probably with people here on Earth. They're wearing armour uniforms and military jackets. I've heard them speak English, and I've heard languages that I don't understand. I'm pretty sure some of them are Chinese. Some sounded Japanese or Korean. They were speaking some French. I recognise French. I've seen people who looked Arabian, African, and just about every background you can imagine. They are in contact with us. I know the US government is in contact with them because I've seen American military personnel up there. I also know because when government men kidnapped me years ago, they asked me questions that they couldn't possibly have made up on their own. They knew things about the ships. They knew what had been done to me aboard those ships. They knew things about me. The only way that they could have known any of that is if they were talking to the friends of friends, or whatever you want to call them. And that was years ago. So I know the government knew about them long before now. And you wonder what you're going to learn from this report. As far as I know, whatever was supposed to happen in July is still going to happen. But something has definitely changed. I'm pretty sure that's why this report is coming out, although I can't be certain. I've heard the friends talking about a report for years and years. I've just never expected it to happen like this. I don't know whether the report is meant to prepare us, or whether it's simply another cover-up. I don't know exactly what will happen on the 18th either. The only thing that I know is that Gina 2 and the friends of friends are leaving. Someone else is coming, and whatever happens on Earth won't be colonisation. I've seen maps up there. From what I could tell, something is going to happen in Western Africa. Something else somewhere in or around China. And another event somewhere around Wyoming, Colorado, or Utah. It's difficult to tell because these maps don't have country borders or state lines on them. I'm just making educated guesses based on what I saw. I don't know for certain what the government report will say, but I think its purpose is misdirection. There's a major change coming to the programme, the friends are leaving, and I think that's one of the reasons I'm going with them. Something about this change feels like it's going to be noticeable, maybe destructive, maybe something else entirely. I don't know. But I don't think that there will be any real answers in that report. Just more misdirection. That's my bet. This took me a lot longer than I thought it would, and it's too late to answer questions now. But I don't know if I will want to anyway. I can't tell you exactly what will happen on the 18th, and honestly, I don't care anymore. Whatever it is, I just don't care. Even if it's destructive. Even if the people coming to replace the friends of friends are terrible, and they decide to colonise us. I don't have the ability to care anymore because I'm just tired. I've had to accept what I believe is my destiny. The only way I make it through the nights right now is by telling myself that in a few weeks' time I'll get to see Diane again and make sure she's okay. I'm probably being stupid. They're probably going to do something terrible to me. But it really can't be any worse than this, surely. And I have no choice but to believe that somehow this is going to work out for me. I can't make it through the night without believing that. And believe me, I know how pathetic it sounds when I say that the only thing I have left to look forward to is seeing a girl who was practically like a niece or a distant cousin to me. Someone who might not even remember who I am anymore, for all I know. She's been gone a long time. I know there are others that have been taken too, and I guess wherever it is that I'm going, maybe there will be enough of us that I can actually make some friends too. Many of you have sent me very kind messages, and I want to thank you all. I appreciate knowing that there are still some genuinely nice people out there. For the most part though, the people commenting here have been very cruel. Not just to me, but also to people who genuinely struggle with mental illness. I'm sorry that so many of you are angry. I'm not mentally ill, and I'm not depressed. I am sad, I am lonely, and I'm going to spend the next few days eating the food that I enjoy, drinking tea, coffee and beer, and making the most of whatever time I have left. You're all being lied to. You're being manipulated by hoaxers and people who want attention, money, and some kind of control over you. I don't want any part of that. I've sent proof of my story to 2 people who I grew up with, including screenshots of this Reddit account. They are old email addresses, so I don't even know if either of them still checks those inboxes. But if they do, they'll be the only 2 people who can verify any of this. I will never come back to Reddit or anywhere else. If anyone ever posts claiming to be me, claiming to know me, or claiming to be in contact with me, they're lying to you. Many of you will know the truth on the 18th. I hope that all of you stay safe. Goodbye. At approximately 5:30 AM on the 27th of May 2021, the Reddit account Throwawaylian was deleted.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoy deep dives into dark truths and untold stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. It helps the channel more than you know. We release new videos every Sunday and Thursday between 6 and 8 PM BST. Until next time, remember, the deepest scars are often invisible, but survival is its own kind of strength.